Good morning, good morning. How are you today? I've had a bit of a headache. So, if I look a little bit under the weather, it's because I'm not feeling the greatest. And yet, here I am. Commitment. That's what it's called, commitment. Now I can see. All right, so let's get this show on the road. While you are waking up and deciding to join me, I will... Is my light flickering? Good morning, good morning. All right, why are we here? Who am I? Why am I here? What are we going to talk about today? Okay, so we are talking about marketing on a budget, right? So a lot of these topics and principles we've covered in a bit of detail in previous talks. So let me get this up here. I wrote a blog about this. Oh, come Lola, come Lola, come. There you are. Say hello to everybody. There's my Lola bee. Okay, I wrote an article about this, and I want to share the link with you guys, so you can kind of use it almost as a bit of a guide for marketing on a budget. Marketing on that should pull it up, except if I can spell correctly. Oh my heart, it's been a day. It's been a life. Okay, folks, so marketing on a budget. So if you haven't got money, but you've got time, then you'll be fine. There's a nice saying for you. You haven't got money, but you've got time, you'll be fine. Because that means you have time to learn about how to become a digital marketer, right? And learn all the skills that you're going to need to grow your business cost effectively. Now, the problem is if you don't have money and you don't have time, then you are basically fooked. Yeah. If you don't have money and you don't have time, then you kind of got a problem, because you need to be able to do all of this stuff yourself. So this page isn't coming up. Let me just find it. So I would say, okay, what's the first place that you need to start if you don't have money? If you don't have money but you've got time. So the very first thing, and these are all principles we've spoken about before. Roger, thanks for joining. All principles we've spoken about before. So I would say one of the big starting points that's going to get you the biggest return is to gather all the email addresses of everyone who's ever reached out to you, inquired, ever mailed you. So the POPI Act is going to come in quite soon, and soon this will be highly illegal. And you didn't hear this here, but the correct way to do this is to send them an opt-in email. So you go to MailChimp, and you can Google it. Where do I find a MailChimp opt-in link? So create a little account on MailChimp. We do have a talk on MailChimp, shows you everything that needs to be done. And you basically get a hold of that little link and you send it out, and you basically ask them, may I email you? Please click here if I may email you. And you should say, don't use the word newsletter, because nobody knows a newsletter. So basically you're going to say, please, can I send you an email? Now, you don't have to do that. What I did when I started my business was I literally took my entire database of anyone I had ever emailed in my entire life, and including family, school, parents, principal, my entire Gmail list. And I basically just spammed them all. But in so doing, I managed to get that little article of mine picked up by quite a few press publications, and that actually worked out well. So it's important that you grow your email list. Step number 1, get everyone you've ever emailed who's ever inquired. Now, there is a way to do this. There is a way to do this in Outlook. Is you go into your Outlook contacts, and then you click on your mailing, there's some options here on the left hand side. You click on, I think it's called an address book, and then this whole list appears, and you literally just select all, copy, paste it in a spreadsheet, and then you just take like the first name and the email address, and then you upload that into your list in MailChimp, right? And in Google, because we use Gmail, you go to your sent items. It's a little bit tricky. You go to your contacts, and then you find the select all, and you select everyone, and you can also download and export that. Okay, so hi Susan, thanks. So the important thing I would say is, if you're marketing on a budget, is to start with your email list. So build your email list, put it into MailChimp. Now that your email list is in MailChimp, what are you going to mail them? So remember, I like to write articles on ways to do this, 7 ways to do that, 9 ways to do something. So remember that social media is not necessarily going to... So everyone thinks social media when it comes to marketing, and they're all like, I must do social media. Social media builds a community, and social media might inform and educate, but social media is not sales media. So social media it's necessary, but it's a very long, slow sell. Email marketing is a much faster sell, and your ads are a much faster sell. Okay, so get your email marketing going, and then you might decide to host an event. So a really, really, really effective strategy is events. Now, this is an event that we're doing now. If it wasn't COVID-19, I might be hosting this free little talk out of my offices. I might, go to one of the centers in town that, for entrepreneurs, and I might ask them, can I give a free talk to entrepreneurs there? So once you've decided who your customer market is, host a free event. So you might decide, so Susan, you sell houses, so you might decide, I'm going to host an online event house during COVID-19, and you're going to give tips on how to create great videos and how to do walkthroughs, to pick the right estate agent, hopefully you, and about etc., etc. And you're actually going to have a little online seminar, and you might do this once a week. You might do so events are fantastic, because what happens is it showcases your personality, it showcases your brand, your ideals, your values, your skill set, and so people build a rapport with you. So one of the best ways that I grew Shift One way back in the day in 2016 was by hosting a series of events, and we had a really good results from that. So the next thing is, number 1, I've said email. So I found my article, make-effective marketing plan small budget. That is terrible URL. All right, so I'm going to reorder this because I don't actually agree with this anymore. And this was written in 2016, and I'm going to reorder this. So at the moment it starts with social media, and I think social media, you know what, if you're creating a mailer and you're sending a mailer out, you may as well take some of the items in that mailer and create nice images, or create a podcast. Guys, Canva is amazing. I don't know if I need to run a session on Canva, but I'm a big fan of Canva. You can climb on Canva and find anything that you need. So hop on Canva. Since you've created this nice article, 7 ways to sell your house during lockdown, go on Canva and create some nice artwork and put that up on social media. And then link to the blog, which is this article that you've now posted on your website. And we have discussed this on the LinkedIn talk, but if you don't have your blog and you don't have your own website, what you can do is on LinkedIn, you can publish this article within LinkedIn. It's got a little blogging platform, very cute. And all you need to do is, and LinkedIn loves it when you use their publishing platform. So you hop on LinkedIn and it says publish an article, instead of like create a post, and you click there, and there you can actually post your own full article and have a link to it and everything, if you don't have your own website or like a blog on your website, for example. And even if you do, I do encourage you that if you're in a business-to-business space, to publish it there as well. Morning, hello. Yeah, Canva rocks. Okay, so an event is a fabulous strategy. Now I want to talk about events a little bit more, and we are jumping around, but that is how my brain tends to work. So events being online now shouldn't intimidate you. Now, this Facebook event is literally a click to set up. We've got our little group running, and even if you don't have a Facebook group, you can literally just hop on Facebook and click go live, and it's that simple, and you're live. So what you should do is use Canva to create a little bit of, some posts that say, guys, we're going to be live at this time, or we always have our Wednesday webinars, or we always have our Tuesday talks with Tammy or something like that, so make sure that it's like you have a consistent time slot. You have your chat. Now, the people who are watching live, it's awesome, but the real value is people who watch after the fact. So some of our views have got hundreds, and some of our videos have got hundreds of views, and that's so they continue to work for themselves. It's not just about who's live right then, it's about maximizing the views, and these are little assets that you create. So let's say you do write that article, and that's, 7 ways to sell your house during lockdown. What you can do is you can create 7 little live videos to go with each one of those little headings. And in your blog, you can actually embed those little videos from Facebook. And so people are viewing them from your blog, but it's still counting as a view on Facebook. And it makes your blog more engaging, which means that your search engine optimization is improved. Okay, so we've gone into email marketing and we've gone into events. So you're doing live events now. You can use Facebook Live or you can use Zoom. Zoom is pretty easy to work out. There's Google Hangouts. It doesn't have to be difficult. The only thing you have to watch out for with Zoom, I've heard, is, some people do some nasty things on Zoom. So there's a button that you must click to say, don't let other people share their screens. Or make them sign in with their email addresses, that kind of thing, so that it's a little bit there's a bit of gatekeeping there. I think that's what you want to do. Okay, so let's have a look at this article here. We've got emails number 4. So the other thing that it's got here is it says get on page 1 of Google. Now that's your search engine optimization, and I do agree with that. I worked at, our offices are here at Eden on the Bay in Blouberg, Cape Town. Yoo-hoo! And one of my neighbors was a company called Brandability. Free shout out to Brandability. And one of the co-owners of Brandability mentioned to me that about 5 years ago, and this is when we were chatting, so that's already about 2 years ago, so 7 years ago, they invested in their SEO and they really got their website search engine optimized, and they got the site ranking on page 1 for all their keywords. Now they sell these promotional items, and he said that sometimes they've got that's their primary, that was then their primary source of revenue, and not revenue, where they got their clicks from, so traffic. So the big takeaway is they would say that, sometimes the sales reps were so overwhelmed that they would say, please switch off the website, I can't, there's too many sales inquiries coming in, too many sales inquiries coming in. Now, 5 years ago, they had invested in that SEO. In other words, it cost them money to get people or time to really get that site ranking properly for their keywords. So if someone types in wildlife photos, you want to come up Roger. If someone says estate agents Blouberg, you want to come up Susan. So if someone types in digital marketing agencies, Shift 1 must come up. So those are the keywords that you want to rank for. And then there's slightly longer key phrases that you might want to rank for, like photo of baby elephant or video of hyena, for example. Those are the slightly more obscure okay, those weren't very long tail, but longer sentences. You might want to start investing in those sentences and do a little bit of research on what are the keywords. And I think we did cover this in our talk on blogging. Go and watch it. It was a fabulous talk, if I may say so myself, because it covered this fabulous tool called Ubersuggest. So Ubersuggest is a free tool. All you have to do is log in with your Gmail, And basically what it does is it shows you what the keywords are that you need to focus on, and you need to create pages for those. So that video on how to do SEO blogging is pretty much all you need to know about SEO. So you can start, and when you write your article, 7 ways to sell your house during lockdown, you first went on Ubersuggest, you first checked out what the correct key phrasing is. Are people calling it coronavirus, for example, as 2 words, even though we know it's 1 word? You know, one of my clients is in cybersecurity, and the intelligent people and educated people, well, this is maybe not the right way to say it, the highly skilled cybersecurity experts know that cybersecurity is 1 word, but most people, if you look at the trend on Ubersuggest and on Google Trends, most people are typing in cybersecurity as 2 words. So actually it's almost become 2 words, even though like the big cybersecurity companies and businesses and bodies still use it as 1 word. The lay people or the cybersecurity professionals themselves are actually referring to it as 2 words. Now in Google, it makes a difference whether it's 1 word or 2 words. Google is quite pedantic. They will not show you, if you have optimized your entire website for cybersecurity as 1 word, they will not show you results with it as 2 words, because unless there's literally nothing else to show you. So be very, very clear on what your keywords are, and then spend some time optimizing your website for that. So if I say to you, what do you sell? And then I say, okay, now I'm looking at your website and I don't see any page like that on your website. So if I'm a digital marketing agency, where's my page called Digital Marketing Agency? So you need to create your little strategy about how you're going to get on page 1 of Google. And that takes time. But what you can do every day is you just book out an hour to work on your website. You're going to have to become familiar with Google Analytics. Have we run a session on Google Analytics yet? Should we run a session on Google Analytics? I can't remember if we've done a session on Google Analytics. I don't think we have, hey? I think we should, hey? Don't you think so? I think we should. So while you're thinking about that, I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. All right, so you're going to have to start becoming a little bit more comfortable and familiar with Google Analytics and make Google Analytics your friend. So what have we covered today? We have covered email marketing. Now we do have a talk that goes into more email marketing, so I'm not going to expound on that in too much detail. We've gone into some event marketing. So when you have an event, you want to market an event, you use your list to tell them. So you send out an email to your list to say, hey guys, I'm going to have an event. Would you like to? So use your list, your email to push them to the event. Use your social media to push them to the event. You might have you might use social media posts. You might create an ad telling them about your live event or whatever it is that you're going to be doing. So those 3 ways you're going to get people to know about your event. You might put a pop-up on your website to say, guys, please join us for our event. Okay, so event marketing. And then, social media. I don't want to create unnecessary expectations about social media, because really it's not really a place that gives you sales, but it is a box you have to tick. And then ads. I think we have spent a lot of time on these talks on covering ads and what you should do to run some Facebook ads specifically. Have we had a session on exactly how to set up a Facebook ad? Maybe we should do a session like that. I know we are going to be running some training courses coming up that maybe it's going to go into a lot of detail and show all the how-tos and that. Okay, and then the last thing I want to cover is how get your clients to market for you. So how can you get your clients to refer you? So if your clients are fans of yours and they sell for you, that's what I call marketing nirvana, is when your customers are selling for you, then you don't have to sell for yourself. So ideally your customers sell for you, but how can you encourage them to do that? How can you find your past clients and ask them to please forward this to anyone you know, or if your customers are happy with you, then they should be happy to endorse you. And in a lot of cases, people will work with, we've got a WhatsApp group, and they're constantly for our community, and they're constantly, there's WhatsApps going saying, Do you know someone who does this? Do you know someone who does that? And this constant referrals. So, so my question is, what's it like to be your customer? Is it, do you create a good customer experience by working with you? Do you stick to your word? Or do you reply to those emails? The pot calling the kettle. I often have people calling me, even yesterday, hey, did you see my email? I'm trying to be your customer. Eek, what email? Where? So I know, I even wrote a blog about this called South African Businesses, Why Is It So Hard to Do Business With You? Like I fill out the form on your website and you don't reply. And what is it with you? So many businesses out there, they just don't want to do business, especially the smaller businesses. Okay, and so so some of the points that I've got here is like, what's it like to be your customer? If I visit your website, is it a good user experience? Now, fixing up a website can cost a lot of money. You can do it yourself, but either way, fixing up a website can cost money and can cost time. We've actually been doing a lot of these little mini fix-ups for a lot of businesses. So what we've been, oh Danielle, that's good to hear. Thank you. So what we've been doing is we actually hop on people's websites and they pay us a fraction of the money that it would cost to redo their website, and we just do like a fix-up for them, because it really is important that you have a good website. It really, for me, it's like critical. Because it's like walking into your shop and your shop is a mess. At Eden on the Bay, we have these entrepreneurs that come and start their little whatever restaurants, and it's these terrible homemade looking efforts that just look scruffy. And then you get guys that come in and really invest in the decor, and they make a beautiful space and everybody wants to go there. And it's exactly the same with your website. So, we can't go to restaurants anymore now, unfortunately. But I can visit your website, and I want to get the feeling that you've invested a little bit of time and effort in that website. There's beautiful templates out there. You don't have to spend a fortune. You can actually just download a lot of these website templates, and they're pretty much built for you. All you have to do is fill in the words. Okay, so I'm not going to go into some of the higher grade things out there, but there is something that's actually quite an easy win, and that's press. So if you write a little article like this article here, how to make your marketing work on a small budget, excuse me. And let's say I decided to send it to Entrepreneur Magazine, Your Business Magazine. I might send it to 702. I might send it to, who knows, 3 or 4 places. How did I find their email addresses? I hopped on their website. I found who the editors are for the topic that I'm writing about. Let's say you have a tech product and you are writing about you are writing about your new camera or something like that. So basically what you would do is you would go to all the tech blogs and you would find out who reviews cameras, for example. And you would actually need to forge a relationship with them. You need to find out what kind of articles are they looking for, what kind of content can you write for them. Review all the past articles that they've written. Really study them. And then send them an article. Say, I've read these 6 articles of yours. I thought they were fantastic. I've got an article that, angles it like this. What do you think? And Ubersuggest, thank you, Susan. Ubersuggest will even share with you topic ideas that are like really top-rated blogs out there. Go and look at those top-rated blogs that rank really well and write your own version of that. Don't copy it. Write your own version of these top-rated blogs and really study them to see how they've done that and what's made this blog rank. And then you send that to press and you wait a while and see if there's any pickups. And if there are pickups, then after a little while, you can put that blog up on your own website. So give them a little bit of time to run it almost as not an exclusive, but they've run it up on their website, and as a courtesy, don't put it up on yours for at least like a week or 2 until, the traffic's done there, and then you can put it up on your website. I hope that makes sense for you. Does anybody else have any other ideas of how to get get clients without breaking the bank? Well, events, email, maybe a little bit of social media, definitely ads, which we're not going to go into too much detail. But ads cost money, you know, but you could just spend 500 Rand and get some clients. Depends on how many clients you need. A lot of us, you know, we just need 2 or 3 more clients. We actually don't want, you know, 40,000 inquiries. And then, yeah, I think that's pretty much going to keep you busy for the rest of the month, doing those things. So, yeah, I wish you all the best. And if you have any ideas or suggestions and things that have been working for you, please do share them with us. And please forward these videos to your friends. We'd like to grow our community, people who are interested in becoming marketers and doing better at digital marketing and growing their businesses using digital marketing. Oh, Susan, yes, you're absolutely right. You can export your LinkedIn contacts. Thank you for that gem. You're absolutely right. A lot of people don't realize that they can export their LinkedIn contacts and add that to their email. Just going to make a note of that. That is a really amazing. Okay, so we were almost finished, Susan. Now you've gone and opened a whole other world. LinkedIn. You're absolutely right. So I know I gave a whole talk on LinkedIn earlier, so I'm not going to cover that whole talk, but getting people to follow you on LinkedIn is the same as almost getting email addresses, because you know it may be really hard for you to get email addresses, but if you connect with me on LinkedIn, and if I happen to be online when you're posting, I'll see it. But also you can message me on LinkedIn. Now I get so many spammy messages, you've no idea. And I actually spammy messaged someone. I decided I don't think I'm going to try and get some clients up from London. So I hop on LinkedIn and I'm spamming a whole bunch of UK people, and somebody actually comes back and says, "This is a terrible. No, I'm not interested at all in your services." And I was like, because I'm a very humble person, as you can tell, I was like, "Oh no, I'm sorry. I also hate spammy messages." And he actually gave me some great insights, and he said what you need to do, and I mean it's so obvious, I should know this. He says when you're messaging someone to say, "Be my customer," what you need to say is, "I've worked with these clients in this industry, and this is the return that I got for them, or this is the results that I got them. Would you be interested? Is there some way that I can support you?" So if you're going to be connecting on LinkedIn, you're absolutely right, Susan. LinkedIn is one of the top places that you can actually just sit if you're in a B2B space, and you can find those customers that you're looking for. Find them, connect with them, and then try to message 3 a day, but take your time to first research them and watch the video that we did on LinkedIn. But yeah, I actually think you're right. I think LinkedIn is, when we say broad brush, we say social media. I'm just thinking Facebook and like Instagram. But I think you can get a lot of followers quite quickly on LinkedIn. And I've actually just done a podcast, I'm not sure if it's been released yet, where I spoke to Lauren Kinghorn, who has over 15,000 female entrepreneurs connected with her on LinkedIn. So she's just spent the time to connect with female entrepreneurs, indie authors, and other females in business, women in business. And she's grown this huge community around her of really targeted people. So I suggest that you do that. There. Thank you, Susan. That was fantastic. Okay, guys, I hope you found this helpful. But what I would suggest is that every morning you take out an hour of your busy day to work on your digital marketing. Book out 20 minutes for your LinkedIn. Book out 20 minutes to add new email addresses to your mailing list, or book out some time to write, and so literally book out some time on your SEO. And even if every single day you just work an hour on each topic, so maybe Mondays is SEO, Tuesdays is LinkedIn, Wednesdays is blog writing, whatever the case might be, take that time out to work on your digital marketing, and I promise you it will return for you. It will return for you. Okay, guys, have a blessed day, and I will see you next week. Thanks for joining me. You've been amazing. Bye.